how's it all going on this Sunday afternoon? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and I'm coming at you live for my live review of Smackdown that took place on Friday, May 29th, at the WWE Performance Center once again in Orlando, Florida. This was the first show. This is the greatest show! No, I'm being sarcastic. And Backlash will not be the greatest show. It will not. But this is the first show that SmackDown has had the NXT wrestlers, Performance Center wrestlers, sit out in the crowd, which, once again, as I keep saying, it really just feels like, they're scripted, as I said. So I'm not going to get into that rant again, as I already talked about that on Raw and my NXT reviews, so I'm not going to repeat myself again for the millionth time. But overall, SmackDown, I felt could have been a better show than what it was. It was interesting in some ways. We had a couple good matches on this card. The Battle Royale, the IC title, of course, that one scene. Damn it, Otis. Gotta keep saying it. Damn it, Otis! Not everything was perfect on this show. But the past 2 weeks, SmackDown's been better. Because I keep saying, SmackDown has been, more of like a lifeless, boring show. Raw right now, to me, seems like that just intelligence insulting show. Has been, I keep saying. But yeah, chat first. Let's see what we got before we get to the show. Tyler, of course, hopes that AJ wins the IC title, as we have the finals set up for the Intercontinental Championship. Of course, the thing is, though, is the finals for that tournament is going to take place in 2 weeks. And I say 2 weeks, meaning that it's going to take place on the Go Home show before Backlash. Unfortunately, it's not going to be on the card, which that's a little disappointing, because they could have that match on the card, because we all know they could put on a good match. Again, the only match that AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan had that I did not like was the match at Royal Rumble 2019. I'm sorry, that match, well, it wasn't horrible, but it was coming off of a very good men's Rumble match. But I still look forward to seeing that. Well, of course, we gotta get into the story about how we got there with this, but so let's talk about the show. So, the show opens up with a really, really weird situation here. So it opens up with footage of police investigating some type of accident outside the Performance Center. And Elias apparently got hit by a car. The car in the scene apparently belonged to Jeff Hardy. And we see Braun Strowman, is the Universal Champion, right? He did nothing on the show except be kind of like an eyewitness for this accident. The Universal Champion has a pointless 2-on-1 handicap match against Miz and Morrison at Backlash. And it shows how much, they really have nothing for Braun Strowman to do as Universal Champion. Once again, do they even value Braun Strowman as Universal Champion? They don't. Again, literally, like I said, Braun Strowman would not be Universal Champion if Roman Reigns is healthy. Again, Braun Strowman being Universal Champion is basically WWE's last resort pick. Which again, I feel bad for Braun, because literally he's only champion because WWE needs him to be champion right now. They don't want him to be champion. They need him to be Universal Champion. So they're literally just treating his run like shit. Although the build to his match with Bray Wyatt at Money in the Bank was good, and the match was good. It should have continued into a match between Braun Strowman versus The Fiend, but Bray Wyatt's nowhere to be seen right now, which I don't get why. We're having this match with Braun Strowman against Miz and Morrison in that handicap match, and it obviously shows that they don't value that match at all whatsoever, so they have absolutely no build to it. Anyway, so Braun Strowman was being the eyewitness who called the police. He says how the car rolled up out of nowhere, and a dude jumped out and ran off, and he called 911. He hopes that Elias is going to be okay. Well, then we see the police picking up a stumbling Jeff Hardy, being helped along by cops and road agents Jamie Noble, as well as Kurt Angle's son, Jason Jordan. Yes, Jason Jordan was actually seen. It's the first time we've seen Jason Jordan on live TV since that night that he basically got written off of television whenever they had like Kurt tell him to go home, but George was getting ready to had that neck surgery, and this was like 2 years ago. We haven't seen him since, so I'm still pretty sure Jason Jordan's career is done in the ring, but he's still working behind the scenes. But anyways, so Jordan comes out, and the cops handcuff Hardy, take him off to ask some questions. And then apparently there was alcohol and stuff in the car, so they're continuing to play on the storyline of like Jeff Hardy's real life alcohol and drug issues he has had his whole most of his life. Which, I'm sorry, but how many times do we have to go back with this? Here's the thing, like, this works, but we've done it how many times? It happened with CM Punk and his feud in 2009 with Jeff Hardy. It's happened a couple other times throughout Jeff's career where someone's taking a shot at Jeff's alcohol abuse. I get it. It's happened. And the thing also, though, is the fact that Jeff Hardy has gone back to it at times. Like, Jeff's still been arrested off and on here and there for, issues with, that stuff. So it's like, why do we keep just going back there to tell that story with Jeff Hardy? Like, it's getting pretty old, and it's like enough the way it is, I don't know. I kind of like, there's no need to keep doing this, in my opinion. But then we have Adam Pearce in the locker room giving an update on Elias, saying he's out for the night and Jeff Hardy's been arrested, so he can't compete tonight either. AJ Styles is like, well, that makes it him and Daniel Bryan in the finals. But Bryan says, I want a replacement opponent and to give someone else an opportunity. And Styles is like, you're so dumb. And Bryan says, I'm not going to be a coward either. Sheamus, though, is there saying, of course, he's calling Jeff Hardy pathetic and whatnot, making it pretty obvious. Like, what, did Sheamus set up Jeff Hardy for this? Unless it could be somebody else, who the heck knows. But Sheamus says he doesn't deserve another title shot. Sheamus thinks he deserves another shot, and he wants Bryan. Bryan accepts, but Baron Corbin is like, no, I win a shot, because I deserve it, because everybody's being big old meanies to me. But he said he should get one against AJ Styles. But AJ's like, this isn't what he signed up for, and he's taking his free ride to the finals he deserves. Pierce thinks, basically tells Styles he can just take a bye and go straight to the finals. And then Pierce suggests maybe we'll have a match with Bryan, Corbin, and Sheamus in a triple threat for the final spot of the bracket instead. But then Uso pops up, and he says Sheamus and Corbin both lost, so he wants a piece of the action. Dolph Ziggler also says he wants it as well. Chad Gable, not Shorty G. Chad Gable says nobody's forgotten his credentials. It's just that he's an enormous jackass. That's what we call Dolph Ziggler. Adam Pearce then gives Bryan the match, and Styles is by, and says there's going to be a 10-man battle royal to determine Bryan's opponent tonight, which the battle royal will kick off the show. Bryan and Styles remain. AJ calls Bryan an idiot for not taking the bye, but Bryan wants to give someone an opportunity. Also, just to mention as well, Drew Gulak was there as well. Drew Gulak has re-signed with WWE just a week or two after he was released following that really good match him and Bryan had in the first round of this championship tournament. So Drew's back. I'm surprised, but he's back. All right. Maybe T and Coupon are also going to see that Iron Man match with Bryan and Gulak, because they both have definitely had a lot of great chemistry for sure. But yeah, that's my thing though. It's like, how many more times are we going to go back with this whole idea about Jeff Hardy and his alcohol issues and his other issues outside of WWE? How many more times do we have to do this? And again, the thing that makes it old and doesn't work is that Jeff has still gone back to it a few times. So, like, why should we sympathize with him when he's constantly getting in trouble, and then they're trying to, have people set him up for this? It's like, it's a little, it's ran its course, that idea. So, like, they didn't have to go that far and do that, you know what I mean? But, so whatever. We start off with the Battle Royale. We had Sheamus, Dolph Ziggler, Lindsay Dorado, Drew Gulak, Corbin, Grand Metalik, Shinsuke Nakamura, Chad Gable, Cesaro, and then there was one more person in there. I can't remember. There was 10 people in this Battle Royale, but basically, there was a spot in the match I remember, or wherever, Chad Gable was kind of on a roll, eliminated some people. He even eliminated Cesaro, and then Nakamura got eliminated by Gable as well. But when the referee wasn't looking, Cesaro snuck back in and eliminated Chad Gable, set up for a match between the two of them later on in the night. The final two was Sheamus and Jey Uso, and of course, Sheamus won, which I was fine with that, kind of getting him back in. But my thing is, though, is why did it have to come back down between Sheamus and Jey Uso? Why couldn't they finish it off with Sheamus and Chad Gable? I mean, I get it. Sheamus has already pretty much buried Chad Gable, but at least they have history. Or you can bring up, Sheamus and Cesaro, maybe. Maybe tease a bar reunion, since, they're doing nothing with Cesaro anyways, except just throwing him with Nakamura anyways, which, again, is dumb. But, why did they have to bring it down? Do you really believe that WWE would ever give either of the Usos the singles title? I really don't think they would ever do that, because they're both twins and they're a tag team and whatnot. I mean, hey, yes, they gave Nikki Bella and Brie Bella the women's title, but again, there's no women's tag titles back then. Only bring back the Bella twins to be women's champions, so they can't right now because they're both getting ready to have babies. I found it a little too obvious. Why not make it down between Sheamus and Gable, or Sheamus and Cesaro, or even Sheamus and Nakamura or something I would have taken, or Sheamus and Drew Gulak, for crying out loud. But so we got that, and Sheamus wins. He's going to take on Daniel Bryan in the main event, as he gets a second chance in the Intercontinental Championship tournament. Then we have Sonya Deville shadowboxing backstage, saying that she's going to destroy one beach blonde doll last week. She destroyed one beach blonde doll last week. She's going to do the same to Lacey Evans. So now all of a sudden, we have Sonya Deville taking shots at blondes, and she's going to destroy them all. Is she going to fight Charlotte next for the NXT Women's Championship? Oh gosh, don't give any suggestions. They're probably going to bring Charlotte back to SmackDown again so she can fight Sonya. I don't need any more Charlotte. But yeah, that happened. We had a match. Well, before we had the match with Lacey Evans and Sonya Deville, we have backstage. Chad Gable was arguing with Cesaro about his elimination. Cesaro mocks the core, again, mocking his size, says he's short, says he's doing him a favor, says nobody his size can't be champ, which, again, enough with the damn short jokes. He gives him a choice. Be the bigger man and walk away, or step back in the ring with him. Gable nails him with a forearm, and basically, says he'll see him in the ring later on tonight. Sonya Deville and Lacey Evans had a match, and it ends in a double countout with a draw. Afterwards, Evans throws Deville to the announce table. Death scripts first, and Sonya recovers and says she'll fight on her own terms, and she walks away. That was pointless. The Forgotten Sons had a promo where Wesley Blake talks about being raised to do unto others as they do unto you. But they're done turning the other cheek, and now their own blood is in their hands. Another just brief promo again for the Forgotten Sons. Then we had a moment of bliss, and their guests were the New Day. Cross gives them a gift of homemade Scottish pancakes, according to Grandma Cross's special recipe. Big E pulls some coffee beans out of his singlet, and it makes some coffee, pretty much. Alexa refuses to drink it and asks if any tag teams are standing out to challenge them. Kofi names the Forgotten Sons, and Big E asks the women's champs who they might face from SmackDown. Nikki gets stuck on her owl gimmick, and then Bayley and Sasha come out. And then they get in the ring. Sasha takes off her jacket, and then they throw it at the women's champions. They trade pleasantries, and Alexa sows discord by asking Sasha where her title is. Of course, because once again, as I keep saying, we know they're going to finally do that breakup, hopefully, with Bayley and Sasha. We finally get that match. But once, of course, they're making it way too obvious. It's coming! Because then, Bayley says everyone got jokes, and you don't talk to her friend like that because she's the leader of the women's division. Sasha Banks lays down the facts that she sees it and how they made the tag titles relevant and whatnot. And Bayley said they made any tag title relevant. And then she basically makes a match for Sasha and Alexa. And yeah, they have a match. And it was a pretty quick match. It was just simple, again, it was just a typical thing we're getting. Bayley once again making Sasha wrestle again, and again, why isn't Sasha just snapping on Bayley's points? They're giving it away. We know they're going to split. Make it, at least if we're going to split them up, make it interesting. Even though once again they already ruined it because they ruined it a couple years ago. But Sasha Banks wins because Nikki Cross got involved, and Bayley tried to Bayley tried to distract Alexa Bliss from going off the top rope doing her twisted bliss by doing a chicken wing. Like, you see, here's the thing. I ranted about Bayley's heel run recently. If Bayley wasn't doing like any hokey crap like or holding up a picture of Lacey Evans' daughter on a popsicle stick, I'd be okay. But when she does stupid crap like that, I'm just like, oh god, why? But that leads to Sasha Banks getting a roll-up victory on Alexa Bliss. So yeah, I don't know. Are we going to maybe see the Boston Hug Connection, which I still think should have a run with these tag titles again, because their last run was a complete ripoff. And again, I still think, if you want to make them legitimately a power duo, why not put the women's tag titles back on them? I don't get why they did in the first place. But then we have a pretty solid match between Cesaro and Chad Gable. Cesaro actually hit a last ride on Gable, but couldn't put him away. But because Gable landed on his feet off a back suplex. And then eventually Gable wins with a sunset flip. Even though I would like to see Gable win with something besides a sunset flip. Just saying. But he wins. Solid match. We then get we get this random video package also. Otis, you lucky son of a gun. So Mandy Rose and Otis were sitting at one of their pools, basically having some alone time or whatnot, just chilling. Mandy was kind of tired, so she was going to go take a nap. Otis is like, I'm going to go take a dip. So Mandy falls asleep, and then she's dreaming about them still being at poolside, and Otis is, getting into the pool. He's like, ripping off his shirt. He's jumping in. His hair is all wet. And then Mandy is like, oh yeah, this and that and whatnot. But then, long story short, Otis then basically accidentally wakes up Mandy doing a cannonball into the pool, and Mandy gets splashed. And I cracked up, and Otis is like, I'm sorry, Mandy. Like, so adorable. I'm sorry, Mandy. And Mandy's like, oh, it's okay, Otis. And then she gets up, and obviously that dream turned her on, because she gets into the pool, and they start making out in the pool, and Mandy goes, oh yeah, and I'm like, damn it. I'm just like, damn it, Otis, you lucky son of a gun playing tonsil hockey with Mandy Rose. But it was still good. I enjoyed it, but I'm just still telling. And I actually tweeted Otis, so okay, Otis, I'm sorry, man. I love you. I'm happy for you. But damn it, man, I'm so jealous of you, bro. Oh, God, that was, it was very nice. But no, it was a very nice scene to watch, for sure. Seeing Mandy Rose actually get some hot and heavy action for once in WWE, I'm like, okay, finally. But anyways, getting a little too much. A little too much into that. Then we have this. First, we have Kurt Angle backstage talking up Edge and Orton, because that's going to be the greatest wrestling match ever. Ugh, it's not. I tell you right now, it's not going to be the greatest wrestling match ever. But he's here to announce that who's going to be the next face of SmackDown, who's going to be the future. He knows him up close and personal, and he even got to referee his last match in NXT. And then it's a video package, because we all know, I talked about my NXT review, Matt Riddle's coming to SmackDown, which I've already said I am not too comfortable with. Because Matt Riddle, I really think WWE's going to screw him up. Here's the thing. I don't trust WWE with anybody in NXT that's doing good. I don't trust them with Gargano, or Ciampa, or Karrion Kross, Undisputed Era. Who else? Rhea Ripley or Io Shirai. Anybody. Matt Riddle, though, especially, because I did not like how they booked him in the Royal Rumble. He was only in there for a minute and a half, and they threw out he was a joke. And I heard that happen because apparently Vince got mad at him because of his stuff he was saying towards Goldberg on Twitter. And I'm just like, God, jeez. So, him coming to SmackDown, trust me, there's people on SmackDown I'd like to see him wrestle. AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, maybe Roman Reigns if Roman comes back. I don't know, Drew Gulak, him and Jeff Hardy maybe. I definitely think, he has chances of having good matches with people on the main roster if it wasn't for an audience of one. So I'm scared for Matt Riddle for sure being on the main roster. But here's my thing also I said in my NXT review. If Matt Riddle does not have any plans for Backlash, I'm going to be pissed. Because they rushed that Fight Pit match with him and Timothy Thatcher, which I keep saying, if that should have been on pay-per-view. If it was that In Your House, we would have gotten a match even better than what we got between them on NXT this past week. But here's the other thing too. They could have waited till NXT TakeOver In Your House because there's some people who have pulled double duty. Sami Zayn pulled double duty in 2016 when he faced Nakamura on NXT TakeOver Dallas. Next day wrestled in the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Sorry, 2 days later he did. We also had Kevin Owens in 2015 feud with John Cena on the main roster as NXT Champion. And he even finished up with having an NXT Championship match at TakeOver Brooklyn against Finn Balor in that amazing ladder match. Why did they have to not have to rush, that feud to bring Matt Riddle up? Again, if he had no plans at all for Backlash, I'm gonna be pissed. Actually, I'm sorry. If he's not even because In Your House is the week before Backlash. If Matt Riddle is not on SmackDown next week and doesn't do anything, I'm gonna be livid again because there's no reason why they could have had that match between Riddle and Thatcher at In Your House. It should have been. It would have been even better than it was. But no. Oh, he has to be able to main roster. Blah 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 blah. Bullshit. So hope for the best for Matt, but I don't have good faith in the main roster. Backstage, Sheamus' interview where he seems displeased that Matt Riddle is getting all this call-up hype, but principally he talks about looking forward to kicking Daniel Bryan's face off, winning his first IC title. In his world, there's no place for the weak. Bryan rolls up and gets in his face. Sheamus demands he say whatever he's got to say and pokes him, to which Bryan just kicks him in the shin and walks away. Next, we're going to get a women's tag title match, actually, of course, including Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross taking on Sasha Banks and Bayley, which again, I honestly hope Sasha and Bayley win the women's tag titles. I think they need them, even though once again, they're pointless. Sorry. But then we had our main event, Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus for the finals of the Intercontinental Championship tournament. Well, sorry, the semifinals of the Intercontinental Championship tournament. Of course, seeing this match made me think of two things. One, how many times did Vince want to have this match at WrestleMania? It was supposed to be on the main show of WrestleMania 27, but got bumped to the pre-show, and it turned into a pointless battle royale that the Great Khali won. Of course, they wrestled the 18 seconds match at WrestleMania 28. Then, a month later, at Extreme Rules in Chicago, had that amazing 2 out of 3 falls match. Showed that these two did have a great match. Also, the fact that they were supposed to wrestle again at WrestleMania 30, because Sheamus was supposed to turn heel when he came back at the Rumble, and they were supposed to feud him for WrestleMania 30, but that got scratched because of, all the other stuff that happened. Thank goodness that happened. And also, though, here's the other thing that made me think of. The last time these two met in the ring, Bryan and Sheamus, one-on-one, that was a match where Bryan got his career-ending concussion. So I'm like, this all comes full circle again. So I actually enjoyed the match. I do think these two have good chemistry together, for sure. I mean, even if something happens, Bryan wins the IC title, because I hear rumors they may be putting it on AJ, because apparently the reason why AJ was moved to SmackDown is because it works out better with his schedule, and how, he's definitely winding down. He made it clear last year when he re-signed with WWE that was the last contract he was going to be signing, and that basically, they're going to kind of keep him in the mid-cards and, kind of have him put people over, which I hope they haven't put him over in a good way, because again, he had a really lackluster U.S. title run last year on Raw. So hopefully, if they do put the IC title on him, he has a much better run of it, making people look good, putting people over. I still think if they want to have him drop the title to Matt Riddle, go right ahead. But who knows if they will put it on either Riddle or either Styles or Bryan. Either one, I'm fine with. But if Bryan gets it, I hope him and Sheamus do have a little bit of a feud with it. Because again, I do think those two can put on good matches for sure. But Bryan wins. He won though because Jeff Hardy shows up randomly and distracts him, and Hardy attacks Sheamus. So I guess we're going to be getting another match with Jeff Hardy and Sheamus at Backlash. All right, maybe cool, whatever. But that's going to do it for the show, guys. I'll give SmackDown a 80% B-, because there was some stuff I did enjoy, but some stuff I thought was a little random and hooky. Let's check the live chat. Let me see here. Let me see who we got here. What's up, Mark? That first segment was completely stupid. I still agree. No, Laura. Hello. How you doing? I have only one question about that segment with Otis and Mandy Rose. What the heck was that? Random, but obviously it was just us playing in a role of Mandy Rose as being like that hot blonde, having like that hot moment, pretty much. That oh yeah moment. So we all know. Come on, let's again just be real. That's stuff we want to see from Mandy Rose. I loved it, but again, as I kept saying, you lucky man, Otis. Trust me, I don't want to see Otis and Mandy Rose break out because I'm happy for Otis. But if something happens, I'd be like, Mandy, call me. Here's my phone. Call me. Not gonna happen. I know. Oh yeah. Apparently, I guess just right. I heard Bray Wyatt and JoJo had a baby apparently, so maybe that's why they stalled. The Bray Wyatt and the Fiend and the Strowman match maybe. Vince is getting heat from this. From what, Dakota? We all know Sasha and Bayley aren't winning the tag titles. I think they should. Bryan is done. Why he get a bye for the finals? Because he's a babyface. Why the heck are they having a Lacey and Sonya feud? Who the heck knows? He's getting buried on the main roster. I'm tired of Bryan. He should move the Raw. And Mark did not give a grade for SmackDown. That's fine, guys. But that's going to do, guys. My live review of SmackDown. Again, sorry these reviews came late. Again, just had other stuff I had to get done during this week. But gonna hopefully sometime this week get back to my Harry Potter Let's Plays and whatnot again. This week, though, there will be, of course, a preview and predictions video for NXT TakeOver in Your House, which takes place next Sunday, June 7th. I will be watching it at a friend's house, so I'm probably not going to be doing any live reactions, even though there's a few matches I would be interested in doing live reactions for that show. So just be on the lookout for that. And just whatever else is yet to come to this channel. And I need to do it at some point this week. I was going to do it this past week, but I got too busy. But I need at some point also do a video, give my thoughts also on the Dark Side of the Ring with Owen Hart. Because I did watch that. I thought it was really good, and it definitely was an eye-opener to me, again, like the Chris Benoit one was. So, I'll do that sometime soon. But guys, thank you for joining me live, guys. I gave a B- for SmackDown. What are your thoughts on SmackDown this week? Your thoughts out in the comment section below. Be sure to always slap a like on the video. Subscribe or comment on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirborne83. And with that, guys, I will see you all later. Have a great Sunday. I'll probably see you tomorrow night for Raw, guys. Peace out, everybody.